Thank you, everybody, for being here. We have head coach Adrián González. Andre, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, thanks for speaking with us, Adrián. Have the standard question about player availability and Casey Kruger. I know Rose Kawasi came on against Vancouver. So, how are those two doing in terms of their fitness and anyone else?
Hey, Andre. Rose is gonna be available, and yeah, very happy because she could get some minutes the other day. We've been improving on that, and also Casey, she's doing better, but she won't be available.
Okay, appreciate that. I wanted to ask about Seattle a little bit because they seem to be a team that focuses very hard on disrupting the opposition. When they're out of possession, they
Yeah.
look to be really, really good at that. And so, how do you counter that? It seems like they do that, then use the wingbacks to get in behind. How do you counter trying to make sure that they can't slow you down and what you're trying to build for the Spirit in midfield?
Yeah, we know that probably they are gonna come with three center backs and two wing backs, so and then maybe two players as a midfielders, and then three forwards. It is a team that I think they know pretty well what they want and they execute it really good. Being very vertical when they have to, especially outside center backs, Huerta or Barnes. They have really good foot also finding those diagonal balls, opposite pocket, and also finding Huitema, a team who also is really good also in the air when they find those spaces outside. They cross from everywhere, and obviously if you give them time for counterattack and space, they can destroy you. So I think we need to be very aggressive, especially defending and trying to avoid those long balls, especially from center backs. Be aware also on those second balls, defending also those pockets, and then from there, identifying when we are attacking if the wing backs are gonna be higher or they are gonna be low. So according to that, I think we're gonna have different scenarios and ways to attack.
Appreciate that. I did want to ask a follow-up about that though, because one thing that I think, at least to me, it seems very difficult for a team that kind of waits to react to see what you do and tries to stop what you do. Seems like when they're really disciplined, it's hard to pull them apart. Without giving away tactics, obviously, what is an approach to be able to counter a team that's that well organized out of possession?
Well, being proactive and trying to disorganize them as much as possible. Seeing what they are trying to defend, which spaces they are trying to, to protect, and from there try to do the opposite. It sounds easy, but it's so complicated. And I think being patient on the ball, trying to move them as much as possible to stretch them, and from there identifying when we can progress maybe through the middle. If not, obviously we're gonna have also options to progress through the outside, and yeah, identifying that. And especially again, let's see what the wingbacks do, if they want to be aggressive or if they want to stay. Also the three forwards, sometimes they press, sometimes they just hold. So try to provoke those jumps or the jumps that we want, and from there I think identifying what they want to defend and try to do the opposite. That's gonna be key.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Marissa, go ahead.
Sorry. Thanks for speaking with us, Adrian. I just wanted to ask, obviously, we are kind of had that quick turnaround. You guys have had 6 games in the last 3 weeks, and obviously last week you've had 2 games. How are you feeling? The team has, kind of adjusted to that, and has that had an effect on them in any capacity?
I think we are doing good, to be honest. New experience to all of us. We knew that it would be tough, honestly, because a lot of troubles, games. But fortunately, now we have a deep roster where we can have rotations. We are prioritizing also their health, their rest, and also I think having different options to play with different lineups, different rotations, that helps a lot. And I think we are doing good. Preparing also the games, maybe with less time, but mentally and physically we are in a good spot.
Appreciate it. And just to follow up, obviously, we're in a playoff push now. And I just wanted to know what your expectations of how the rest of the season was going to go since you took over as head coach.
Well, we are trying to build, our best version this month and try to be as better as possible for the playoffs in November. And yeah, hopefully we can be there. This is our first aim. Try to be obviously playing the playoffs again, and then once we achieve that, obviously try to be in the better position as possible. I think we are building that. We are very dynamic team with a lot of options to attack and defend, and yeah, bringing also new players with new profiles and making rotations and trying to feel every player, important and involved, so we can have more threats for the opponents.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Adrian.
Thank you.
We'll go back to Andre to wrap up.
Yeah, I had one more question. And this may be just my noticing something. Obviously, I'm not there at training, but it does seem that when the team is in a back three, it's easy to get with the wing backs, but when they go to a back four, it's a little bit more difficult. That could just be that Rose Kwasi has been out and she's kind of that wide player. But has that been something you've noticed? And if so, has that been something you've been trying to address when the team kind of plays as a more traditional back line?
Mm, I don't agree too much, but yeah, could be because maybe when you build up with three, maybe that provokes that you can make that the opponent is going to be more narrow, and from there you can have more options through the width. But also playing with back line, it means that you can have maybe, yeah, outside backs and wings, so you have two players outside. So you can create more chances also in 2v1s. When you are building up with three, most of the times we just have one player wide. Uh, it depends. It depends on the opponent, and also every game also we try to emphasize maybe more the spaces that we want to progress, but I think it's gonna be always an option. Obviously, we need to know how to progress through the width, inside or attacking height. Those three spaces for us are always important in terms of how we want to attack. But yeah, it depends on also the opponent. For example, the other day against Chicago with that diamond pretty narrow inside, obviously we had more advantage wide. Sometimes other teams maybe they are more like spread out and maybe they concede more spaces inside. Let's see tomorrow against Seattle if they make a line of five, with two midfielders or three. So that's gonna also modify those spaces.
No, I appreciate that. And thank you for the gentle disagreement.
No worries.
I
We will be
appreciate it.
fine. We can disagree.
All right. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, everyone. We'll be right back with Paige Mateo.
Thank you, guys.